Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and want to give you all a warm welcome back to the place that you like to hang out in the little corner of the internet. Welcome back to my Third Place podcast. It is Friday, September 27th. International Podcast Day is almost here. It's actually on the 30th. I just like to celebrate saying a month long. Halloween, October, my birthday in April. If you look at the show notes, you will see those podcasts that I'm supporting for this event. Also, I want to remind everyone that for this episode, it will also be available on my Third Place Pod on the YouTube channel. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can watch every episode as soon as it's posted and watch every one of my beautiful co-hosts as well as this rugged, handsome face that you just want to grab. You just want to grab this and like punch it.
Not punch it. Why would you say punch it?
I'm just saying. This rugged, handsome face that you see before you. But I digress. What we usually do is rewatch Cobra Kai and tell you what we thought of the episodes. We've been doing that for seasons 1, 2, and 3. And usually after every season, we invite our friends on the podcast to discuss the seasons with us. But tonight is going to be different. We didn't have a plan, so it's just going to be us two recapping season 3. And maybe ask the questions, how does it hold up with seasons 1 and 2? So hopefully that works out.
We have a lot of things going on tonight, I feel. A lot.
We are your hosts. I'm Evo. And live and elbow deep in the middle of Oktoberfest is my co-host, Brandy.
Hi, everyone.
How was Oktoberfest? How's it going so far? Explain the crowd what Oktoberfest is all about over there.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of places that have Oktoberfest, so I don't know how everyone else's town does it, but I can tell you in our town of La Crosse, which isn't a very big town, but I can tell you that it is the time of year that is crazy. Literally people come from all over. All the hotels are booked. We are a college town, so we have 3 colleges in our town. That right there is just crazy with this time because, college kids mixed with fun and shenanigans and adult beverages and anything else you can think of because we're also a bar town. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy. Let's just put it that way. I love Oktoberfest. I live for it, but the older I get, the more I don't. Let's put it that way. Like in my younger years, I loved it. And I still do love one part of it, Torchlight Parade, which was last night. It kicks off the Oktoberfest festivities, and it is so awesome. It starts when it starts getting dark. Well, it starts at 7. And everybody in the parade and even everybody in the crowd is just lit up with the glow bracelets and necklace, anything you can think of. Everything's dark and everybody's lit up, and it looks really cool. So it's really pretty. It's pretty cool. And I say if you've never experienced something like that, that's something you should experience because it's a lot of fun for sure.
Okay. So basically busy just like a Lollapalooza is over here.
I was going to say, that's probably... Oh, yeah, definitely. And, of course, it goes, like, after, like, the fair shuts down and things like that. They have 2 sides. We have a north side and a south side, and the south side is all, like... It's where everyone can go to... It's where they have the bands, the drinking, food things, and then the north side is like the family place, and that's where all the rides are and things like that, the games, the rides, and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And it got me thinking the other day, actually, because a memory came up. My dad and I used to go to the fair all the time. Every year, it was a tradition. Me and my dad went to the fair, and not this particular fair, but like just a fair. We used to live in Illinois and we had fairs there. And then even here, they have fairs in another town here, and we would always ride my favorite ride is the tilt whirl. And I still to this day have to go to ride that ride. That's like my all-time favorite ride since I was a kid. And then we would get an elephant ear. Do you know what those are?
No.
Really? You don't know an elephant? It might be called something else now, but it's like it's like a I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a flaky type big huge pastry donut, cinnamon sugar. I don't know how to explain it. It's called an elephant ear. But they have it there, and that's something we would get every year. That was just like a tradition that okay, so yay, Menace knows what elephant ears are. Yes, we would get that every year. And it just made me think of my dad, because he's no longer with us, so it's like I have to at least go and do this to kind of honor that tradition, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Love that. Besides what's going on out there, how was your week?
My week has been kind of crazy, but I was kind of debating on not going to this parade last night, but I'm glad I did because I ran into an old best friend.
Oh.
And that was a positive. And
okay.
Yeah, it was awesome because we haven't actually hung out since like 2021 was the last time we actually hung out. And, with the random message here and there, kind of throughout the years, but then kind of faded off. People tend to, sometimes distance themselves or friendships drift off. Yeah. Make new friends. You do new things, whatever. She had a lot going on in her life, a lot, and stopped talking to everyone, including me. So she was apologizing to me. And now we are going to get together next weekend. So I'm really excited. I'm excited. She was literally, she's like, you were my bestie and you did this and this for me. And like, we spent every weekend together, a few years back. So I'm excited to see her again. So I'm really glad I went to the parade just for that fact.
Sweet. I love that. Yeah, like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you guys. That's awesome. Good to know. Good to reconnect.
Podcast too.
Did you really? Did you tell her about the podcast?
She already messaged me tonight, and she's like, well, I don't think I can get on TikTok. So she's like, make sure you send me that link. I want to listen to it. So I'm shouting her out. Her name is Tina. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Hi, Tina.
Yes. I can't wait to hang out with her again. It's going to be great. We used to do campfires at her house all the time, camping. It was fun. I'm not... Don't be jealous, Micro. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's fun.
She's awesome. So we will be catch. 8 hours to catch up on everything, but yeah.
That's so cool.
How was your week?
My week was up and down with the what's it called? The glucose monitor.
Really?
So I'd wake up to 100, but then throughout the day it'd be like 200 or 213. And so yeah, I finally, like, this past few days, Wednesday and Thursday, like, I finally was able to, like, get it normal levels. What's it called? So I ended up walking, picking up my Fitbit again, and re-downloading this app called Zombies Run, which is a pretty cool app. It's an app where, like, you're running and you're listening to a story, and the story progresses. Zombies are after you. But since I haven't been outside in a while and ran, it's like I used the treadmill in here, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna use the treadmill. Listening to these zombies run after you and, like, listening to the thing, it was weird.
That sounds like fun. Actually, it sounds interesting.
Thank you. So the game, it's a mobile app. you run around and you collect stuff, and it just helps your endurance. It just helps you run. It just helps you get motivated because zombies are chasing after you.
But do you get to fight the zombies, or is
No,
it
of
no?
course
It's
not. Just
you're
run
just
off.
okay.
It's a
That's
U-
not
it's a UK based game. Um, and they're always in your ear talking to you, and they have a radio show, but they're always in your ear talking to you. It's like, all right, there's a zombie over there, run! And it's like you have to take a deep strides and everything. It's so fun. I played it 10 years ago. Um, there's 10 seasons now, but I played it the first season and then like, okay, I'm done. And that first season that I played was because I was out of work. So like I needed something to do. So I was like playing with this game. Um, when was it? Wednesday that I did it? So I did it on Wednesday and I got like 12,000 steps out of it on my Fitbit. That's the reason it worked because I went to go check my glucose and it was like 113. And I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking awesome. Let's go. And because of that, I'm spoiling myself today, treating myself today to this magical Zoa drink right here. I'm not gonna drink it all, but I'm gonna drink it. I haven't drank one for a whole week. So cheers to all of you, everybody out there. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, I'm very proud of you.
113 is amazing. Yes, it is.
All right, affirmation of the week. So, I thought this was good because, to be honest, I thought this was a good affirmation, kind of tied in with season 3 of Cobra Kai, kind of,
Okay.
sort of, and I think with you, me, and probably a lot of other people too are going to be able to relate. So, affirmation of the week is. When I am fully present, my fear goes away. Fear is simply an imagined narrative in my mind. I am no longer attached to this narrative.
Nice.
And like I said, I think that ties in with Cobra Kai season 3, and it also ties in with I have really bad anxiety. So
Yeah.
like I feel not everybody has really bad anxiety.
Like
I feel like probably there's definitely different levels of anxiety. Let's put it that way, obviously. But I think that ties in with people that do have or suffer from anxiety or panic attacks or any of that social anxiety, even maybe ups and downs, whatever. Mental health. It's mental health month, uh, awareness month, and stuff. So it kind of ties into that. I feel because everybody needs to know that they can overcome their fears. They can overcome their fears. It's not fears don't control them. Let's put it that way.
right.
So that's what I feel. What do you think?
Um, it doesn't. Like I need to like be obsessed with something in order for it to like go away.
What do you mean?
Like I was scared of the whole glucose being up to 300 or 200. So I'm obsessively trying to eat better because I want those numbers to go down.
Okay, I gotcha.
So like I'm there. I'm focused on it, and it just the anxiety goes away. Same with last year when I went to go visit family, and they were just like in May because it's like first time being out in like what years? The whole 2020 issue. I haven't seen them since 2019. So like I was having major anxiety there, and then like I left for a bit to go hang out in the car, and then I like breathe a little bit, and then I got out and I was like focus on something, and then just stay there for a while, and I did. It's like wasn't in there, wasn't all in with the family, but it's like okay, I got this, and I did.
You
Um,
did. You got through it.
I got
That's
through it.
that's how I felt too. That's how I feel with Oktoberfest. I said the older I get, I think my anxiety gets a little bit more. So, and like I said, it's a lot of people. So it's when you have anxiety, it makes it a little harder to deal with. But
Yeah.
like I said, that when I saw that affirmation, I thought that was kind of perfect. And I do feel like the whole, when I'm fully present, my fear goes away. And you just said that. Actually, you just basically explained that affirmation with your trip to see your family. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like right around the corner. This wasn't out in Texas. This was out here. Like the family here. And then it's like,
no, that's what I mean, wherever. I'm not saying there, I'm saying anywhere. What
yeah.
People can be right there and you still haven't seen them.
Yeah, even friends for that matter. Like they've been inviting me to go to conventions, and I'm just like, maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year. No, okay, no, I guess not.
Yep, that's how. I feel like, okay, invite me. It doesn't mean I'm gonna go, but I want to be invited.
Right.
And yeah, see, same like you just said. They're right there around the corner. Same thing that happened this week. My friend is literally 10 minutes away. Not even. And I haven't seen her and hung out with her for 3 years. So it's the same thing. Like you just start doing your own thing and then you don't spend that extra time reaching out to people that mattered. So
Correct. So yeah. Yes, read it again for those that are coming in.
You want me to read the affirmation again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Weekly affirmation. When I am fully present, my fear goes away. Fear is simply an imagined narrative in my mind. I am no longer attached to this narrative.
Love it. Like I'm gonna add it on the show notes, of course.
Thank you for adding this affirmation of the week, by the way, since I know we've been doing it for a while now. But
Yeah, of course. Like every week is in the show notes. It's like right up below the description of the episode, and then affirmation of the week, question of the week, and then it's all there.
So, question we asked last week, and actually this question comes from our friend Micro, who I think is still with us in the chat. So Micro had a personal experience and she threw this question out there, so we decided to use it. The question of this week that we asked everyone on socials everywhere, here, Facebook, Twitter, I believe, everywhere. We asked, have you ever been caught doing a video or filming something for social media? Could have been for TikTok, Snap, Facebook, Instagram, anything. Been caught and been embarrassed by it. So we're going to start off with Micro's story. She said a delivery man did not interrupt her when she was filming a TikTok, but watched till she was finished with it. It was a spicy one. Then announced he follows her on TikTok and he would find it after work. I love that. I love that story. That's awesome. Like, could you just imagine that you're filming a TikTok, a spicy TikTok, and the delivery guy, FedEx guy, whoever, comes in and just starts just watching you. Didn't interrupt her. That was nice of him that he didn't interrupt you, though. He just like...
I'm dying.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that's great. That's funny. Thanks, Mike. This was a fun one. We got some fun stories here too. We did. I think it was a mixture of a lot of yeses and nos. So I can't wait to hear them all.
I'm not over it. Oh,
I love it. Okay, so the next one for that question we got here. These are from my Facebook. So all of these people are actually on TikTok, so I will give their TikTok names as well. You dropped the answer. This is going to happen. We're gonna call you out. You knew this was going to happen. So, this one comes from Fran. She's on TikTok. Fran, I've been watched filming TikToks, especially when I was on a cruise. I wasn't embarrassed by it, just surprised anyone would care to watch me make them. I think that's great. The next one comes from Kelly Belly on TikTok. I filmed personal content using TikTok filters and accidentally clicked on story. I've never deleted it so fast in my life. I've done that too, so I understand.
What?
Quite a few people have done that. Oh man, I posted to my story. It was like not supposed to happen and you delete it. Yeah. So the next one comes from Eve, which is just Eve here on TikTok. She said she was walking outside trying to make a TikTok on her phone. Some people came up to her and asked if she found some Pokemon. By the way, I never played Pokemon Go. That is what Eve said. Next one comes from Shelby. On TikTok, she goes by Mama Don't Break. She's an amazing creator, by the way, guys. Go follow her. I was making a video in my doctor's office, and he walked in mid lip sync, and she had a crying emoji. So, yeah, I could just imagine that one. I mean, we all get bored in the doctor's office, don't we? One comes from Still a Rebel. Yes, all the time, or I wait till I don't see anyone, is what she said. So those were from other social apps we got. And then here on TikTok, I have from Rhonda. Yes, I was in my truck and people were walking by. I feel like that happens to you, E. Didn't that happen to you today? Yeah, that's what I thought. Those of us that do car talks, we know what's going on. The next one's from Funny Bone. Yes, absolutely she has, she said. Panda, Celtic Panda here on TikTok, she said no. And also Woody said no. He is a loner. So apparently they've never been caught. They know what they're doing. Randy on TikTok said no. I always make sure I'm alone. There's another one that knows to be alone. And then Stormy Deal, she said not that she's aware of, but she said other stories are probably funny and she can't wait to hear them. We'll make sure that we send her this link. I love you, Stormy. Next one is Spooky here on TikTok. She said her story is, so my teen's friend came in while I was in the middle of cosplay. And yes, I was, because the OC just wears a robe. LOL. That was probably interesting, and I'm sure the teen loved it. Well, I don't know if they were male or female, but anyways. Next one comes from, this is the last one actually, Stephanie, which is Steph Hawkins on TikTok. I was in my car filming and being extra weird, she said. I looked over and there's an old man staring at me, and then he starts laughing. I can picture this. My sis Steph, yeah. I think that she's had conversations with me many times that she does, because she does a lot of her TikToks in her car because she works all the time. She drives. She does a lot of car talks. And I remember she's told me before that, like, you know, they always interrupt me. I have to stop because people are looking at me. So I knew that was going to come from her. And all you guys know that do those car talks know what we're talking about. Those are my stories I got. What do you got? I love these.
Wow. I got Sky the Panther. Y'all know her as Sky with the Etsy shop. Link down below. I'll send you the link later. It's in the show notes. Sky says yes and yes, not exactly comfortable being in cosplay around my mom, especially with major cleavage going on. So I have been busted by her.
I like how she says busted. Did you get that?
Double A for you.
Cleavage busted. Yeah, okay, never mind. Maybe it's just me. Sorry.
You get a B. Robbie's doc says at least once a week, but lots of people at work know what I'm up to.
Huh.
Just, just thinking that Robbie does this every day, and then like, do you ever work, bro?
Right? I feel like all his TikToks are from work. And they are all crazy and funny, and everybody's probably like, oh my God. Yeah.
But the fact that I've done his audio also, like at the same way he does it, where it looked like he talks fast, and so it's slowed down when you do it at first. So just thinking that he's doing this whole and then when it's played out, like blah, 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 blah. So I'm just like, that's every day for him. What the hell? Bet Not Broken says, don't think I've ever been caught filming and been embarrassed because I'm too embarrassed to film in front of anyone. I'm usually alone in my room. We all been there.
Oh yeah. I used to be like that actually a lot. I still kind of am.
I have a Steph also. I have Mama Steph.
Mama stuff.
Cheetos! Hot Cheetos. Yes, I have been caught, but never embarrassed. I have no shame. Smiley face emojis, heart.
You forgot Flaming Hot Cheeto.
Flaming Hot
That's her
Cheeto.
real name. Her real name, not real name, but that's her nickname from us, Flaming Hot Cheeto.
Flaming Hot Cheeto. Angela, little sis. Maybe I'm upset because I would have to redo it.
I've been there. Okay, having to redo TikToks.
Oh God, Eliza Queen. I was caught stripping in the park. Just my shirt with my bra, and the couple asked what I was doing. I said a TikTok. They said, "Are you sure?"
Sure.
I'm sure it's not OF. Um, LOL, happy smiley face. I thought no one was there. So embarrassing.
I love it.
Wow. Yes, we all love that. So, Kat says, I'm sure I have been seen videoing but not embarrassed. And Casper, I got a new car, and when I rolled up to stop at the country fair to get a drink, I came out and didn't lock my doors. I went to get in my car, and as soon as I got in, there was a strange man. Turns out I got in his car.
Oh. She got in someone else's car?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that would be kind of embarrassing.
Of course.
I actually, to be honest, I've had a similar car. I've never gotten in the car, but I have gone up to a car that looked just like mine and double checked, and I'm like, oh, this is not my vehicle. But I've never actually gotten in the car. So.
Do you have one?
I mean, I'm like most. I usually do my stuff alone for the most part, but I have had, I guess, when we've had TikTok meetups, we've had no shame and we've been out in the park and done TikToks out there. And I'm sure people probably were looking and wondering what the hell we were doing. Oh, and in an airport. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I've never been embarrassed, but yeah, I'm sure people were like, what are they doing? So
Airport talk, always a fun time.
Yeah, that was a fun one. When my friend came and visited from Canada, I was recording, picking her up in the airport, and I did feel like I'm like, oh my God, are people watching me?
I don't think there's any problem with people doing that at the airport when they're coming to pick up their friend. Like that's been done ever since before TikTok was around.
That's what I was thinking too. Like
that's a given. I was like, hey, either take a picture or take a video of your friend, seeing your friend for the very first time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now I feel better.
Yeah. But other than that, if it's not at an airport, then yeah, it's embarrassing. If it's at an airport, it's given.
What, you mean
You
people
can have
don't
that.
walk around and do TikToks in the park all the time and in their car? I mean, we got a lot of people that do car talks.
Today at the store? At Walmart? Yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
I passed by with the hat on and was like looking down and just like. So I made a cameo on someone's TikTok earlier. I don't know who they were. I just like.
Oh,
maybe they deleted it.
Guest in someone else's TikTok.
Yeah, maybe they deleted it. Maybe they restarted it. Like, who knows? Like,
that's great.
I'm gonna bomb in your TikTok because I'm walking here and you're doing some kind of random ass thing and people are okay. And you're getting mad that other people are walking by. So now I'm just gonna do it on purpose. Petty!
That sounds like petty again.
There's the petty.
But the thing is people photobomb all the time. Like,
they do.
This should be a thing. I think this should be a thing. When people are doing TikToks, you should just go up and photo or TikTok bomb them. There we go. TikTok bomb them. Yeah.
Yeah. For
Right,
sure.
not photo bomb, you're TikTok bombing.
As for me being embarrassed about doing something, I don't know. Not embarrassed. Like, usually I don't do it in front of people. Or if I get caught, it's like, you gotta redo it again. Not like this earlier where it's like, I'm filming here. But
like little sis said, I'd be upset because I have to redo it.
Yeah, I'd have to redo it. It's like, why are you staring at me? No, see, now I gotta do this again.
Why are you staring at me?
So uncomfortable.
Awkward
situation. Yeah.
It's not that confusing. My name is Rob Harvilla, and I host a show called 60 Songs That Explain the 90s, except we did 120 songs. It took years. It was a whole boondoggle, right? But we finally knocked it off with the 90s, and now we're back with the 2000s. I refuse to say aughts. 2000 to 2009. The Strokes, Rihanna, J-Lo, Arcade Fire, Linkin Park, maybe Britney again, definitely Missy Elliott again, Nickelback, Kanye, probably. Yikes. And what should we call this new show? Oh, that's easy. 60 Songs That Explain the 90s, the 2000s. I'm serious. This is happening. A new song and a new brilliant special guest every week. I promise this show will be just as loopy and delightful, perhaps even insightful as ever. And I promise to say the colon every time. The world's most inexplicably chaotic music podcast is back, my friends. That's 60 Songs That Explain the 90s, the 2000s, starting Wednesday, October 2nd, preferably on Spotify.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Dawn.
And if you've ever watched a TV show and thought to yourself, oh my god, that season finale plot twist was absolutely bonkers.
Or seen a movie and thought, wow, I need to talk to somebody about this train wreck immediately.
Then we think you'll fit right in with our podcast, I Hate It, Let's Watch It. We watch TV shows like Riverdale and Emily in Paris.
And movies like Deep Water, Killer Sofa, Rubber, and Deadly Illusions. And we give them the total rinsing they deserve.
It's basically group therapy for movie masochists. So come check us out wherever you stream podcasts.
Hey, it's Evo. We're going to get back to the episode you're listening to, but first, let me tell you about Dark Fate Creations. Dark Fate Creations are candles that are vibrant, colorful, marble tops, amazing, mouth-watering fragrances, fueled by lovely braided cotton wicks. Paper threads woven into every cotton wick for a clean, romantic, slow, and consistent burn. Each candle is unique from the next as they are hand-mixed and hand-poured, right in Grass Valley, California. They use only coconut and soy waxes for a safer, cleaner, and longer burn time. That's almost 72 hours. That's like binging on all 130 episodes of the podcast. All fragrance blends have been heavily researched. Dark Fate Creations not only care about the look, fragrance, and quality of their candles and their other products, but also the effects they have in their customers' homes. So go to darkfatecreations.com The link will be in the show notes.
I don't remember anything that happened in the Zombies Run storyline at all. Like, I know something dramatic happened for it to be a season 2. And, like, looking at it, like, you have to be a member. It's like $4.99 in order to, like, enjoy all the seasons and unlock them. I'm like, what? That is crazy. 10 years of this?
So this game has been out for 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
And what's funny is that on the first season, which was in 2014, what's it called? The Walking Dead was out only like a few years, right?
Oh, okay. So
So
they took that from Walking Dead? Is that what they did?
no, this is like, okay, you guys want to do a game where you guys run from zombies and make it a fitness game? Yeah, let's do that. And so they did. And
An interesting concept because what else is going to make you want to run away but other than zombies? Well, I mean, zombies would.
they've also partnered up with Marvel and like obviously Disney owns everything now. So Marvel has a game in this game also where you get fit also. So it's like I haven't seen it. I haven't like listened to any of the stories yet, but like if I become a member, like I probably will get into it. But the funny thing about season 1 is like I'm 2 episodes in already. I started on Tuesday, did it again on Thursday, yesterday. So yeah, yesterday I was like I like to walk a lot, and my knees are bad and they hurt. But the funny thing about the story is that like the people behind it, the UK people are in a bunker, but they have radios and like they give you radios. So the character that you're portraying, Runner 5, you have to go out and look for stuff. Look for what's it called? Underwear, look for a toothbrush, look for videotapes, look for tape, look for other kinds of things. And it's fun because it's so random that they throw it in there. Like, oh, CDC box. Like, oh, this stuff. And one of them is talking to the other while talking to you and saying like, we should all just put mud on our bodies and just run around and get stuff, and zombies won't attract you. And they're like, are you kidding me? That'll get to you real quick. And they're fighting over it. They're bickering over if you should do that or not. Years later, this is like 2013, 2014. Seasons later on Walking Dead, that's a storyline.
Really?
Yeah, where the people that are like are covered in mud and dirt and like nasty stuff, and the zombies are like walking beside them and stuff. Like they don't notice. So it's really funny that they did that.
I used to watch Walking Dead, but I stopped after.
Yeah, I did too. I stopped. Like we all stopped at that one moment. We all single-handedly said, "Nope,
Yeah, I was
no more, no more."
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, welcome back. If you heard any of the breakdown episodes in the past, or if you're new here, myself and my co-host Brandy are massive Karate Kid and Cobra Kai fans, so we decided we're going to rewatch the shows on Netflix and break down the episodes scene by scene and tell you what we thought about them. You are more than welcome to follow along and watch the show with us, as some of our friends are doing and listening to the podcast as well. The second season was trash. What? You know what? I don't even remember any of the seasons at all. I just remember that one part,
Right.
Glenn. And prior to that, it was like, will he or won't he? Will he or won't he? And then finally, like when Negan shows up, oh, he will. It's been fun. That first season was fire. It was fun, and then we find out Disney now owns Marvel. That was the same year. That's why it it was weird to me. Lily, how you doing? There will be spoilers, and at times we do tend to add in trivia or ask the questions for you to ponder over. It's what we do here. Also, it must always be said on every episode because we are always critiquing the show. We love Cobra Kai, we love the Karate Kid universe, but don't let us influence you on the show. We are fans of the show, as there are millions of other fans that are there who have different opinions. If you want to go back and listen to past episodes about Cobra Kai and what we thought about them, I suggest you go back and listen to episode 154 and then continue on from there.
I just realized you said 154. Oh my goodness. So we've done over 20, 30 episodes? 20?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, oh, yeah, 30 episodes. That makes sense. That was easier to figure out. Season 3.
Season 3 may have started off slow, and it was the first episode back from a 2-year hiatus due to Netflix obtaining the rights, but the rest of the season was pretty, as Hawk would say, badass. This season, it was all about redemption and making a comeback, either from an injury like Miguel, who was put in a coma when he was thrown off 2 stories and landing on a railing where he broke his back. The story changes. It keeps changing it every day, according to people, to how rumors start. He was thrown off a balcony. Hawk, who had a crisis of conscience at the very end of the season and realized maybe I shouldn't break my friend's arm. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah.
That's a second time.
Right.
Yeah.
And Robbie, who started off as a runaway from the cops and ended on the wrong side of good and evil. Insert Star Wars reference here. We are going to get through all of them. We are also going to discuss our favorite episodes from season 3 and how it holds up to seasons 1 and 2. So, as stated on the previous seasons, I have a couple of theories and questions regarding this season, and I'm sure you do as well.
I do.
So, my first one, since we found out at the end of the season that Kreese called his buddy Terry Silver, but no idea if Thomas Ian Griffith would reprise his role. On that note, the way that they did that to Thomas Ian Griffith, he didn't even know he was going to be in it. It's like, oh, you mentioned me? It's like, I guess I got to go back to work. So they did that. But what they also did is, like, they did that to everybody else. They, like, inserted some hints here or there about Tori's mom, but then again, other people were having theories that it was going to be Julie from the next Karate Kid. Do you think they hid Tori's mom from us, and originally it was going to be Julie from Next Karate Kid, knowing the online theories on Reddit, and once they knew they couldn't get Hilary Swank, then they just decided to do what they did in season 6?
I did.
And since we can't talk about season 6, spoiler, be vague about it, basically.
I would definitely be vague. I was just gonna say I definitely was expecting. Everybody was expecting Hilary Swank.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that they did kind of hit it, as you said. Yeah. I wonder if they did try. So we don't know if they tried to get her.
She doesn't even want to talk about it.
We don't officially know. At least I haven't seen anything anywhere, if I found anything out there. So, yeah, I have to agree with that. I'm taking that's a theory you have, that they tried and she said no.
Same thing with Thomas Ian Griffith. They did this with no idea if he was going to show up, and then he watched it like, oh, I'm mentioned? Well, then I guess you're going to have to get me on there. That's fine. Haven't worked for decades. I can do it. The last time besides the movie that he did, made for TV movie, but the last time I ever seen him was on One Tree Hill, and even then it's like, what was that hair, dude? What was that look, bud? What's going on? Peyton Sawyer's dad. No wonder he didn't come back.
I was just gonna say I'm yeah. I was not disappointed when it was not him that came back. But we're not talking about One Tree Hill, but still, you know.
Of course. Next. You have one?
No.
No?
You keep going.
All
No,
right, through.
I'm not the theory person. You are.
Oh,
I mean,
fine. You're not the
I
theory person. I'm the one that's like,
you are.
there's a conspiracy in here.
Yes, I know. You're all about that, and I will be happy to oblige, I guess, with our indulge. I will
Indulge me in these
your
conspiracy theories
theories.
about Cobra Kai, will you?
I will, and I will either agree or disagree with you. So you go right ahead.
Okay, throughout the season, we get Kreese's backstory sprinkled here and there. Episode 2, we see that he's a badass and saves what is supposed to be the love of his life from some guy slapping her around. Episode 6, we see him join the military and going to Vietnam, but they get caught and become prisoners of war. And then episode 10, we see where the whole no mercy comes from, and the fascination with Cobras when he fights his captain to survive, and it's revealed Kreese's girlfriend is killed in a car accident. Did this change your opinion on Kreese and what he's trying to do now, or does this just prove that he's still out there trying to fight a war that doesn't exist anymore?
You know how I feel about Kreese.
It doesn't change. It didn't change your opinion about him?
I did go back and I again watched the whole season today to kind of, gather different things. And I will tell you, what was it, episode 2? Episode 2, where they show him, a flashback of him, young Kreese, and how he intervened, saving the girl, or protecting the girl. That part where he was kicking the two guys' ass, that was, so he got involved there, and I was like, okay, that was his 5 seconds of fame with me. Let's just put it that way. Like, that's the only part out of the whole Cobra Kai so far. We're not talking about season 6 yet, so till 1 to 5, that I actually liked Kreese. That was the only part, so I had to bring that up. Season 3. I'm sorry. Season 3, episode 2. I apologize. The only part that I liked Kreese. And so, yeah, that's it.
Like, I for some reason, it's like, I don't know, he has a soft spot for young girls.
He's a young guy. What do you mean? Oh, I see what you're saying with with Tori.
Tori, not only with Tori, because if you go like later on, you'll understand later on in season 4 or 5 when he like his master and his daughter, and then he just like, because his master beats up the daughter, and he just like, his first reaction is to like stop.
I think that's season 5, right?
Yeah, his first reaction is stop hurting her, and then like Terry's all like, calm down, no, don't touch, don't do this. But his first reaction is to help the little girl. Like the first reaction when Betsy got slapped is to help her. His first reaction was to help his mom who was unalive. She unalived herself. And then his first reaction to when he meets Tori is like, oh, your mom is sick and you have a brother and all that stuff. I'll help you. I want to help you.
But but with Tori, he has. I'm sorry, but that's okay. Yes, but with Tori, it's an exception because he's only in it for himself.
Is he though?
Yes.
You think so?
Because because Tori, he wants Tori. She's amazing. She's like the top. He wants her to join his ranks or whatever you want to call it for army, because that's what he's building his troop, whatever you'd say, his alliance, or yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, okay, maybe in his mind he is trying to help her, but it's in the end it's selfishness. It's because he wants the best. She's one of the best, and he wants the best.
Yeah,
on his side,
like his number one.
fighting for
Well,
him.
his number one throughout this whole season was Hawk, and then he brought in more like athletes to like, all right, Hawk, let's see what you can do. He did it again. He continued, like, Kyler's no longer number one. It's Hawk still. Then he brings in Robbie, and then Robbie's all like, blah, blah, and then he's still checking in on Hawk. It's like, you good? They're like, yeah. How do you feel about Robbie? A little jealous? Like, all right, so let me plant some more seeds. Robbie, you're my number one now. It upsets Hawk, and it's like, oh shit, I just realized he's using me, and that's what he does. So what Kreese does is gets in your head.
Oh, absolutely. He does have a soft spot, I do feel, for women. So obviously, what's her name? Betsy. Like, obviously he wasn't using her. And
that was his first and only love. I believe that was his first and only love. Yes. There was no way he fell in love with another girl again. He's all like, all right, I'm gonna do this karate thing and all this shit now. Yeah,
I agree, but I still don't like him. But yeah, I do agree with that. But I do feel Tori is an exception. Like, I feel he's using her. I do. Yeah, that's just how, that's my opinion. But, and speaking, you said of Robbie, by the way, I just want to say, since you said his name, I feel like where the hell was he in this whole season? Like I said, I rewatched it again, and I'm like, where is he? Like, literally, he's really not in this season. He's not in season 3. I mean, he is kind of, but he's really not.
I mean, he was out there filming He's All That also at the same time.
Oh, is that why?
So he's in prison.
Well, that's why they put him in.
Thanks for the fandom for writing that down there. Prison. No, I'm kidding, fandom. We love you. He's in the juvie. He comes out of juvie, and first thing he does is just like roam around Reseda and meets up with Tori, and then meets up with Sam and Miguel. Like, oh, okay.
He's kind of thrown in there here and there, but he's really not the star of season 3 at all.
No, not at all. He wasn't the star of season 3 at all, when he was supposed to be the star of season 1 and 2, like part of it. Yeah,
I just feel like he was a passerby.
But, going into the ending of season 3 and joining up with Kreese, that automatically tells you, oh, season 4 is going to be his.
Right. Yes.
The final theory comes that Allie Mills finally makes an appearance on the show on the last 2 episodes. Of course, she read Johnny's message and wanted to know more, so instead of staying at home near the kids, she decides to go to Reseda and hang out with the old gang.
We wondered who the old gang was.
We were wondering who the old gang was, besides Johnny and Daniel. Like, she didn't know that they lived there still. Unfortunately, during episode 10, Amanda tells her about Carmen, Miguel's mom, and Johnny's side chick. Do you think she was coming back to see if she could get back with Johnny, since that was her first love?
Absolutely. Yes. You could tell by when the mom walked in and she said about, are you gonna, do you have any plans seeing the old gang? And Allie's words were, well, I don't know her exact words off the top of my head, but I have some plans. Whatever she said, don't worry about me. I have plans. And her smile, you could just tell by her smile, her smirk, her smile. You knew right there. She's thinking about Johnny. She's talking about Johnny.
Johnny comes with a lot of mystery. Not much, you.
We all know. I mean, anybody who's had a thing for somebody knows that look. So she gave the look. I knew right there. I'm like, she's thinking about Johnny.
Does she know about? Well, he did reach out to her first, right?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Because he didn't know what Facebook even was.
But he did reach out to her first. And she reached out, like she saw that he
No, I thought
messaged
she
her and
sent
everything.
him didn't she send him a friend request first? And
Yes.
he accepted. So she reached
Yes.
out to him first. There you go. See? Yep.
But not Daniel?
Well, they discuss, Daniel and Johnny discussed it about her Facebook, and yeah, Daniel was still whatever. I don't want to say like stalking or lurking. I think that he was still friends. I still think that they had some communication. They were friends. Maybe.
And
I don't know, now that I think about it.
did she know that Daniel was married?
I was just wondering that.
Because she was coming back. She was coming back and she saw the old gang and she saw Daniel like, ooh, Daniel with an L. And then
No, I think she would. No, she wanted Johnny.
Okay.
She did.
She wanted Johnny.
Oh, absolutely, because she asked him to
They were
lunch.
each other's first love.
She asked him to lunch, though. Did she ask Daniel to lunch? I mean, you saw how shocked Daniel was. Oh, you guys went to lunch? Oh, you hung out today? What?
Yeah.
Daniel being jealous, even though he's married. Yeah, I mean.
You're no longer Schwarber? Oh, like Johnny? Like,
And then you saw Johnny's look when he said that, too. He had that little smirk, even though he had Carmen. He has that little smirk, too. So it's like, yeah. Could there be a thing? Until Amanda outed him, but yeah.
and even then, like he wasn't sure about Carmen either. So
No,
like,
you keep saying this. What, he has
Because-
to test her out first? Come on. Is that what you're saying? Like, you don't know what to say to that one.
no, test her out. Wow, is she a car? Is she for sale?
Well,
Is she
giving
part
her
of Daniel's leadership?
Oh, well, whatever. You know what I meant. You know what I mean.
Alright, so those are all the theories and questions that I had on this season. As every recap episode, we have our favorite episodes, though. Yeah, you have any questions also? Like, go right ahead. I just felt like,
I'm surprised you didn't have more conspiracy theories. Eve's theories.
me, where was Anthony?
Yeah, I don't know. He was with his dad.
We're talking about Robbie. Where was Anthony? Ran. Where was Louis? Louis all like, hey,
No, Louis was in there. Louis was in there because he was him and Anoush.
Him and Noosh, yeah.
Got back together. Let's put it that way, buddy. Because Anoush helped save the dealership.
Dealership team, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then he saved him from the snakes. When he jumped into Louis' arms. Did.
The only one that could save him. Like, Don, let's go. So yeah, I mean, there were a lot of stuff, and like I think we could like pick it up on season 4 when it comes back, when we go back to them. Like, all right, so this is what happened in season 3.
Oh, season 3 did.
Okay, another.
disappoint.
We're on that. Another question, right? And I asked this when it happened. Why is Kumiko still friends with Chosen when Chosen tried to kill her? Back in Karate Kid 2. I did, and I'm like, why? Like, why did she, like, it's a small freaking village.
Very small, but that's
Very
probably
small.
why. Maybe
Like-
things are different over in Okinawa. Like, I mean, you become best friends with the person that tries to, or you, I don't know. I mean, actually, that does happen too, apparently. Daniel and Chosen, besties.
Because he figured if
Sorry for future episodes, but yeah.
yeah, but because he figured if Kumiko can forgive him, why not him? Like,
Him.
still he still try to kill him. Like, what is this? And now Chosen's like Chosen now feels like I bow to you. You know, you beat me at my best, and now I like
Right.
anything we need, sir. I got you, Daniel-san. Kumiko, I got you also.
Well, see,
And
okay. With you saying that, I feel kind of that's the same way with Terry and Kreese in a way, sort of.
Terry didn't try to kill Kreese, or Kreese didn't try to kill
No,
Terry.
But Kreese saved him.
Kreese saved him.
Saved him. Okay, well, I guess, okay, I didn't say exactly. Never mind.
Um,
I don't
it
know.
feels here like he's now like he went from this dog that barked and barked and barked to a scared little puppy. Like I yield, sir. I yield to you. Like
Chosen?
chosen. It's like
But I feel like Chosen, this was his redemption. I mean, it was what, 30 years later, but this was his redemption, you know?
and he still hasn't like told Yumiko how he feels about her.
Okay, that's over with. Why would you even? No,
Because-
because Chosen has someone. No, there was someone else.
Another one.
There's someone else. Yes,
Was there? Even Yumiko, they're single.
but no. Remember Chosen? Again, I don't want to give too much away, but watch season 6 again, sir.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. See, now I'm gonna watch it tonight. So I'm pretty sure I'm right that there was someone else. It wasn't her.
Yeah.
There was someone else. So, that was his love. Let's
Yeah.
put it that. And you
For
were
sure.
saying about sorry, to top. Oh, go ahead.
I think that's all the theories. That's all the questions. We did a whole bunch of redemption with every character in there. Even Kreese got a redemption story. But
Kreese didn't
you-
have a redemption story. Kreese is
his redemption backstory. Like this is the way he's this way because of this way.
I guess I still don't like him, but okay.
So as stated on the previous seasons, we have a couple of theories and questions regarding this season. Never mind. I'm hopping around. Hello. As every recap episode, we have our favorite episodes. Do you want to start or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay. So we have 5 of our favorite episodes, and I'm sure it's like both of ours are gonna like
I don't
be the same.
you-
around the same.
Maybe. I think you might be surprised by where mine lies, but possibly.
So my first favorite episode is episode 5.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
are not the same.
no, we're not ever. Oh wow, okay.
After
Ah.
watching it again today, no. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so prior to this episode, we had the nostalgic moment when Daniel goes to Okinawa, Japan, to just get away from it all, but really meets up with Kumiko and the girl he saved from the storm, who's conveniently from Toyota, the company that makes the cars for Daniel's dealership. Before he goes home, he meets up with Kumiko again, and brings along a familiar friend, Chosen, who returns to teach Daniel new lessons and a few new karate moves. That same episode, we see Kreese trying to get into Robbie's head. Like nobody went to go see Robbie except for Bobby. And even then, it was like because Johnny told Bobby, "Can we go? Can I go as your people in there?" And like, yeah, sure. Well,
Johnny tried. He did try, but
But
then,
then his
something
other
happened
son.
with Miguel. Right. I mean, I don't think that was intentional, and it wasn't.
it wasn't intentional, I know, but
definitely
still, like
wasn't- But yeah.
his grandma was like, "Come pray with us." Like, okay, but I gotta go. Okay, I guess I can stay. So now, like, here comes Kreese weaseling himself in there and trying to get Robbie to like join Cobra Kai. Meanwhile, Johnny does this rehab thing with Miguel, like a do-it-yourself rehab. It's like trying to get him to stand up, putting fire on his shoes, trying to go for a Playboy magazine, which was a Sports Illustrated magazine. Taking him to the concert, of course, and like trying to stand up, which was fucking awesome. Hawk and the rest of the Cobra Kai cause trouble with Miyagi-Do. But Sam cowers when she sees Tori. Hawk breaks Dimitri's arm again. We get Amanda being a badass, and she slaps Kreese across his face. We get the wet slap.
This is all in season or episode 5.
Yeah, we get the wet slap.
Oh God, that's why the wet slap. Really? Wow. Okay. Let me stop you right there with the whole Kreese weaseling in. I do have a question. Do you think that, or how the hell did he know? Like, do you think he knew? Do you think he had any idea that Johnny did not go to see Robbie? Or like, do you think it was just a coincidence that he just went and inserted himself anyways? Like, do you think he had any idea? Like, do you think that maybe somebody was telling him, oh, he is with Miguel. He is worried about Miguel. He's not even paying attention to Robbie. This is my time to go and yeah. Or no. Or do you think it was just complete coincidence? Do you know what I'm saying? Or do you think it was
So here's my theory.
There we go.
They steal the money from the car wash. They go give it to Kreese. Kreese all like, all right, well, I'll go pay for Miguel's thing, and so he can come back. But he goes to the hospital, says that he's gonna pay for it. They tell him it's like somebody already paid for it, and it's Johnny. So now they're like, oh, so if you're here, maybe I should go and pay a visit to Robbie and see how he's doing. So what happened to the money?
So that is your theory. So you think that he did. He had little birdies or whatever you want to call them, eagles, telling, not eagles, but you know what I mean. I just wanted to reference that. But he had whatever, flies on the wall that told him things.
It's, snakes do.
Of course.
Say it.
No, I'm not saying it.
Say it.
You say it.
Say it. Ask it.
I'm not.
Ask.
What? What do snakes do?
You know how snakes hiss at each other? They talk like that. That's how they talk. So from one snake to another.
Gotcha.
He probably called them like, "Hey, I want to pay for Miguel Diaz's hospital bills. When can I give you the money?" Like,
yeah.
Oh, somebody already gave us the money. Blah blah. Johnny Lawrence, but he wanted to remain anonymous. But like, somebody's been already paid for it. Like, of course, Johnny did it. So, instead, what happened to the money? What happened to the money? Like, what did he do with it? Did he like buy more stuff?
I don't know. One of those mystery unanswered questions, I guess.
Right. Why didn't anybody fight back for the money? And of course, that is the episode where like Amanda decides to be a badass.
That's true.
She walked in and was like, your kids broke my other kid's arm. Slap. Like, excuse me? What? Slimy snake. Alright, you're number 5.
Oh, do you not want to know where? Okay, you want to know that, or do you want to know where episode 5 landed for me first?
Like, yeah, sure.
So episode 5 landed 5 for me. It was in my top 5, but it was tied with 4, episode 4.
Okay. So my episode 5 is 5 also.
So you said your top. Wait.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait. I'm sorry. So we're going 5 down. So you're 5. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I was going backwards. So yeah, no, then I guess I completely agree with you. Yes. 5. My top 5, episode 5. Yes. Tied with episode 4 because that's where Daniel goes to Okinawa. So
Okay.
4 and 5 together because he was in Okinawa. That's where he started, went there, saw, I always forget her name. Kumiko.
Yeah.
And that's where it began. And I love that he went back there. I mean, he went back there for work,
Yeah.
for his job to save his dealership, but I also feel he went back there to see or try to see Kumiko. And of course, this is Mr. Miyagi's home.
Village.
You know, he had a good, well, yeah, it's his home, his village. And he went back there because he loves that place. So I really liked episode 4 and 5 because of that. 5 for all the reasons, you know, you had said too. But yeah, that was my fifth.
Okay.
Top 5.
All right.
I was confused at first. Sorry, I've had a long week. Yes. So
My top 4, my number 4 is episode 6, of course. Mainly to do with Kreese's backstory in Vietnam. The letter. The fucking letter. The paragraph of a letter.
I didn't know that.
Obviously. But Miguel convinces him to shorten it and to take pictures, which Johnny does, but later deletes them and answers Ali with a few simple words. Kreese invites athletes to perform at the dojo, which Hawk has a problem with because a few of them bullied him. But at the very end, Hawk extracts revenge on one of the bullies and shows the other bully that he's not to be messed with. And due to the wet slap, Kreese puts a restraining order on Amanda, but tells Daniel they're at war when he sends Snakes to the dealership. The Vietnam story. And not knowing the Dear John letter was really like, oh shit, hey, your girlfriend passed away in a car accident. Or maybe it was a Dear John letter, but Captain Turner decided to like twist it and say like, yeah, dude, she's dead. She died in an accident.
That was crazy. Like we both were saying that when we first saw this, we didn't think that. Like that wasn't. Yeah, we didn't know that.
I had to look it up, and like there were a bunch of stuff that said like, all right, so red envelopes meant Dear John, hey, we can't be together anymore. But to send a letter out and say like, hey, your girlfriend's dead, bud. Like, what? Like, was that ever a thing back then?
No, the Dear John thing, we discussed that before. That was.
But like to say that, hey, your girlfriend passed away.
Well, you know, and then back to I cannot stand Kreese, but and the only time I liked him was in episode 2, but I felt for him with that. And not that it should be any excuse to be the way you are. I mean, there should be no excuse on being the way you are, as Sam says. Everybody has a sob story. Doesn't mean you don't need to be a bully. It doesn't make you there's no reason to bully someone. Everybody has a sob story. And that's how I feel with Kreese. Like, okay, this is his sob story. It doesn't give him a right to bully people, which he does. He absolutely does. He is a villain. He's a villain that I feel everybody loves to hate or hates whatever that is, loves to hate. But I did feel a little bit bad for him. I did. I felt bad when that happened, when he found out. That was horrible. Again, not giving him a free pass that he should be an asshole, but you know what I mean.
Right. And then we get the red herring, the exact moment where like everybody thinks that the guy with the ponytail is Terry. No, it's this little twig guy, like the shorter guy. And they're like, Terry Silver, and they're like, Twig? That used to be your name? Later on, like throughout the episode, also, Johnny writes a paragraph to Ali, a long paragraph, and it's like chronologically what happened between what we get out of it is what happened between 1993 and 1996. Movies that came out, the O.J. Simpson trial, everything in between, all these other stuff that happened. Iron Eagle 1, 2, and 3 were his favorites. And he's just telling her a life story, like a whole thing. And I'm like wondering, like, what if he did send that out? Would she have read it? Would she have been like, I'm in love with you even more, bud? Can I come over? Like, damn, Daniel. Damn, Johnny. But Miguel's all like, dude, don't send this. She's not gonna read it. Like, no, just shorten it. And they try to take pictures. They try to like make him like more modern and stuff, like to take selfies and all this stuff. And like he wants to read books that he's never read before. He wants to go see art. He wants to copy everything that she did
Of course.
in her pictures and say like, hey, we have the same, stuff. We like the same stuff. And then later on realizes, nah, it's just not me. Like I don't care. I'm just gonna be myself. And like puts pictures of him as a sensei and just tells her, hey, not much. You?
But that's because because that's what Miguel said. Keep it short.
Keep it short.
Keep it
And then
short,
he
short and
realizes
sweet
later.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That was kind of a fun question we had to. They gave us that question about, are you a paragraph writer or
Yeah,
would
a
you
lot of
read
people
a
answer.
paragraph? Yeah.
Yeah. So glad I don't do that anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Kreese invites athletes to perform at the dojo to make sure, he has the athletes fight against his dojo students. Whoever loses, he kicks them out. So when it was Hawk's time to go up, he decided to go against the bigger one because he wanted to prove a point that, don't, if you bullied me, so I'm gonna beat your ass. And then he, like, his other bully, he decided to let him stay because why not? But Kyler just like looked at him like, oh damn. And the way Hawk stepped up to Kyler after that and just stared at him like, what you got to say to me? It felt so much like Aliens 3 when the xenomorphs went into Riley's face and just like, no. He's just like, Hawk just like, do it to me now. What? What are you gonna do about it? So even telling, like, even what's his face? Kreese was like, okay, do it. Go ahead. He gave him the go ahead and everything, and he's all like, see, that's his thing. He got into Hawk's head. It's like, all right, do what you gotta do.
I feel like Kreese gets into everybody's head at some point.
He does.
He does. If we were referencing, like I was just saying, if we were referencing, like, say, Marvel or something, being that Kreese is a villain, that could be his superpower. That would be a superpower. If that was a thing, getting in people's heads, controlling their mind, getting in his heads, not in his head, sorry, in their heads, controlling, getting in their heads. That could be a superpower for a villain. He's a villain.
Yeah.
Just a random weird thought that I had. I don't know.
Everybody developed superpowers.
I know. I mean, they could. They could. Technically, Cobra Kai could have. I mean, what is it that Kyler, don't you know I know karate? Okay, that's getting into season 6. Sorry. That's been on my FYP and in my head for a while.
Like that was engraved in our heads the minute he said it. It's like the only audio buzz that's in there in season 6. Like, don't you know that I know karate? And then he slapped him. Everything else I forgot about. Like,
I know.
Alright, so that was my number 4. What was your number 4? Or was that the tie?
Well, that was what episode was that you were talking about? 4, right?
Yeah, no, it was like episode 6, but it was number 4.
Oh, that was 6. Well, technically mine was tied in because mine was 5 with you, but I said 4. 4 and 5 were tied. So
Okay.
if I said tied, I guess I would say 4. And I already said because, Daniel goes to Okinawa, and that's the start of that story. So I guess I already said that. Yeah. So
let
I
me
technically have a top 4 because 4 and 5 are tied.
So let me go to my number 3.
Okay.
Episode 8.
Okay.
Like jump right into episode 8.
Totally are not agreeing on this at all. But
We're not.
yeah, go ahead. No, because my episode's completely different.
Okay. So number 3 is episode 8. On this episode, Johnny and Daniel both try to pick up Robbie from the detention center, but he leaves without them, running into Tori, who tells him that she knows how it feels, and like they're trying to have like a moment there. And then he shows up at the very end of the night and see Sam and Miguel talking, and he gets jealous and he tries to fight, and then like no. Earlier though, Miguel and Sam talk for the first time since the hospital visit, and the big reveal when they walk across the hall is Dimitri and Yasmin making out, and they have a sing for each other. The All Valley Committee tells everyone the karate tournament has been canceled due to the karate gang wars, which in turn Johnny and Daniel go to speak up about it, but they're surprised Kreese beat them to it. However, Miguel and Sam are the ones talking to the council people not to cancel it because they feel better. It's what they look forward to. They get bullied all the time and they want to fight back. And at the end of the day, they don't get canceled. And then finally, the whole Miguel and Sam flirting with each other, Robbie is enticed by the dark side and joins Kreese and Cobra Kai. I had to throw that Star Wars reference in there.
Of course you did. It wouldn't be the same if you didn't.
And that shot at the very end, though, where he just like opens the door, you focus on Kreese, and then Robbie in the background saying like Sensei Kreese, and then focus back on Kreese again, and he just smirks, and right at you with the camera, and you just know like this mother. I almost had you. Like I almost liked you, and then you did this. The entire episode was just like, where was Robbie the entire time?
Exactly.
Where's Robbie? Where's Robbie? Oh, he left from the detention center over to where he's supposed to check in. Tori's there, tells him, hey, I understand how you feel. We're about the same person, you and I. We're the same. Like, please come to Cobra Kai. I'll be there for you. All that stuff. You don't know what Sam and Miguel are doing, blah, blah, blah. And then the very end, the whole thing. The committee is what drew me in. Like, the entire talk at the committee and Miguel saying why he wants to continue karate.
Yes, I have to agree. I mean, I don't agree with you. That's not on my list, this episode, but that is one of my favorite parts of the whole season.
Right.
Miguel and Sam.
Sam.
Saving the All Valley. Yes, under 18 All Valley.
Yeah, even though there was no fight scenes, even though there were no fight scenes on this episode.
No fight scenes.
Still, that whole All Valley committee thing. Amanda walking away and echoing as she walks away. That was perfect.
I feel that was an underrated badass scene. Yes. Like, if anyone why is that a badass scene? Cause it's Amanda and like she stands up and I'm out, and then her walking away, like you said you could hear
echoing throughout the entire place, and even like as she walks away and you see her walk away to the upstairs, you hear the echo still of her foot, of her heels, and you're just like, yeah, keep going, girl. Be loud, even though you're not saying anything. Be loud.
No, but she was loud, even though she wasn't loud. She still made it. She made a statement walking away, quietly, but not quietly.
Quietly, but not quietly. And then the committee thing where Sam and Miguel are talking, and it's like, you get it. You get why this show is so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because like with even with what was it? Oh goodness, Miguel saying that with his sensei talking about Johnny, Like that got me too. And Johnny's like, "Oh," like you see his face and his reaction when Miguel says that. So yeah, that, like I said, that whole scene is just it's great, perfect scene.
It is. And even Creed is like, well, we all got what we wanted. Like, you didn't do anything at all, but you still had to say the last word in there. You still had to throw in a jab in there and say, like, well, at least we all got what we wanted. Like, shut up.
Exactly.
He came in with the whole. He came in with the whole. I'm a veteran. Please listen to me. I'm a veteran. Meanwhile, Miguel and Sam came in with the heart. It's like, well, if you're not going to listen to the veteran, listen to us, little kids. We wanted to be there so we can, like, there's bullies, and then we want to fight, but not at school, but we want to fight in competitions. We want to earn our fight.
Where was Amanda? Oh yeah, she had to leave, but like I was waiting for her to wet slap him again.
Wet slap.
That wet slap.
What is this number 3? What's your number 3?
My number 3 is episode 9. Yes. Allie. This whole episode, I love this episode. It was hard, but yeah, 3. This is my 3 on my list. Allie comes back. Allie's in this episode. So I love this episode. I love the whole flashbacks where she's hanging out with Johnny and they go to golf and stuff like they did. Well, she did with Daniel and Karate Kid. And I mean, there's not even any explanation. Allie was in this episode. Like, this was awesome. Okay, even though I didn't dislike Johnny in this episode because of Carmen not saying anything to Allie, but Allie had no idea. So I've always loved her, and I'm glad that like you said, it took forever for them to bring her back. She was here for the last 2 episodes. So I really liked it. I liked it from the very beginning when her mom asked if she had plans, and she was like, "Oh, I do. I'm getting back together with my ex." I feel that was in her head because she's separated from her husband now, and that was her first love was Johnny, as well as that was Johnny's first love. And everything about this. And then Robbie is here. Robbie's in this episode finally. He comes in, and there's the badass scene there with the cobra. I don't know if it was a cobra, but the snake he goes in and makes Hawk jealous because Hawk couldn't do it. And he goes in and grabs the snake for Kreese. The whole Daniel and Miguel. Daniel finally gets to tell Miguel his story or his side with Allie. And I love that scene where they're sitting in the car that Mr. Miyagi gave him for Daniel's birthday in Karate Kid. And they're talking and they kind of finally have like a heart-to-heart. And Daniel gets to tell his side because, of course, Miguel's only heard Johnny's side with everything. So, like, this whole episode, I mean, is this episode not on your list, sir, of top 5? Is 9? Please tell me 9 is on your list. It isn't, is it? Really? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you're gonna be shocked by my number 2, I think, because it was a toss-up between this episode and the other episode between 3 and 2. So it was kind of hard to decide, but I have lots to say about my number 2. So, but yes, I love this. I love that Allie's back and the way the episode ended, and you were just like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to see the final. I want to see episode 10 and what happens. And yeah, so this was my number 3.
Okay, so episode 9 was my number 2.
Okay.
And same thing you just described. Everything that is there. Like, yeah. Especially the ending. Johnny gets invited to the Christmas ball at the old country club by Allie. Johnny and Allie have a lot of fun together the entire episode from start to finish. Like, that was the A story, the number 1 story, the storyline. Storyline number 2 is Robbie and having the whole Cobra Kai thing, stealing the snake. But, the entire time, Allie's telling Johnny about what's going on with her life, and like she finally tells him, "Hey, let's go to a Christmas thing together," and he's all like, "Yeah, sure." Like, all right, and it ends like immediately. Like he's wearing the white suit. He's about to have fun. He goes in, and the first thing he sees is Daniel hugging his ex.
Yes. Well, what do you think about the Miguel and Daniel though in this episode?
The heart to heart between father-in-law and daughter.
Future father-in-law. Yeah.
Father-in-law. Like, yeah. Like, I felt like, this banana boat is going to belong to Miguel one day. He's all
Yes, I thought that too. Yes.
like staring at it. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. And I'm like, at first, like, wasn't this supposed to be Robbie?
Yeah, for like a half a second. Because yes, Daniel really has a soft spot for Robbie, obviously, like he has from the beginning. But I honestly feel Robbie and Sam are just not a match.
No.
It's always been Miguel and Sam.
Yeah,
I feel.
Team Miguel and Sam.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Robbie just was awkward. No. He was a filler. Sorry, not sorry. He was a filler.
Yeah, he was. And then Miguel and Sam try to get both Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do together, but even them, they're like, nope, we're not having that. I don't agree with it. But they try.
Yes.
The ending was awesome. The entire time, the entire thing was just like Ali and Johnny returning to, Ali returns, has fun with Johnny. That's the whole reason why it's number 2 on my list. Because we saw flashback, we saw them having fun. So yeah. And that was it. Totally, even though there wasn't any badass scenes in here, like no fighting scenes, but still, like it told a story. It told a story about Johnny and his first love, Ali and her first love. We're gonna get these two to have fun together, and then the very end, he's gonna be like jealous because he sees the other ex-boyfriend. So that was my number 2. What's your number 2?
Episode 7.
Which was
Episode
scripted. Okay.
What? Did
You
skipped episode 7, which is my number 2?
That wasn't my number at all. It's not in there.
Wow, so much happened in that one.
I know, but like,
yes.
I felt like, I figured you would say it, but still, like,
you thought it was going to be on my list?
Yeah, I figured it would be on your list.
Why did you think that? Tell me. I want to know before I say anything. Like, why would you think that was my? What was the name?
What was this one? Which one was this one?
It was oh gosh, it's that Spanish word.
Obstacles.
Yeah.
The obstacle one? Okay.
But it's not. But
so,
it was Spanish,
everybody having obstacles? Okay, yeah, then yeah. Like, I figured, like, nah. It wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my top favorite, but still, it's like around there. Like, I even said in the episode, right? That it was, like, in there. It's like, I don't know, throughout the season, as soon as I watched all the episodes at once, it's like, oh, you know what? This is not my top favorite anymore.
That's see, it was opposite for me. It was opposite. I thought that too when we were recapping it, right? But when I watched them all again today, I was like, oh hell, this is definitely this was hard. This was a toss up between episode 9 and episode 7. And I watched it and I'm like, okay, first off, I will tell you the cold open. I love the cold open with Tori with Sam and Tori, but it was all a dream. But Tori comes in her backyard and you're like, oh my God, that brings you in right there. Like, oh, they're fighting. Sam's worst nightmare is coming to life, but then she wakes up and has a dream. But then after that, this is where you see Miguel walk. Like I'm like, this has to be on my list because Johnny, all the things Johnny has done to help Miguel with his physical therapy, as we would call it, Johnny's physical therapy, and and that's why I'm kind of surprised that this wasn't on your list, because you gushed about that scene. Like, you were like, this is like the badass scene where I don't remember the song, but there's the song, and then they're walking to the garbage and he's throwing in the wheelchair, whatever. Yeah, like, I'm like, yes, this.
The slow walk. I want to be somebody. Yeah.
Yes, the slow walk. And he's walking, and now all of a sudden he's talking about, okay, we got to name this, and this is the episode where Eagle Fang came in. How Eagle Fang was created, and they thought of that name, and I don't know, it's just this episode. Yes. Oh my gosh. That was another thing I was like crazy about. I know you weren't, but I was. Like that scene where they're all making fun of him because of what's on his cast. And she bonds with, Dimitri, and writes on his cast. And I was like, aw, I love this. I love that part. So like, there's just a lot of little things I feel happened in this episode. Like, maybe they weren't significant, but they were to me. Like, I feel this is the episode where Miguel finds out Hawk broke Dimitri's arm.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Like, that's a big thing, I feel. This was the episode where, again, Daniel and Sam, Daniel helps Sam. He helps her overcome her fears and everything that's going on with her. And then he takes her to the All Valley Arena and stands there and says, this is where I lost to fear. I can't remember the words, but that part's in there. Like this whole episode, like when I rewatched it, and when we discussed it the first time, I was like, I was like, I don't really care about this episode. But then when I watched it again today, I was like, wow, there is a lot of stuff in this episode that I forgot about. And I just feel like, I don't know, it's I don't know. Definitely my number 2. Like I said, I know it's kind of a toss up between this and episode 9, but just all the stuff that was in here between Daniel and Sam, and I don't feel there was really, like you call it, an A story.
That was the A story, though. Like, I feel like that was the A story, helping Sam get over her fear of fighting Tori, where, she's fine with fighting guys, just Tori specifically.
I suppose, but I feel there's so much more. There was, again, it was the creation of Eagle Fang.
Yeah.
Miguel's walking and he's starting to fight again. Like this was a big moment. Like, I feel, even though it was a small part in the beginning, it was a big moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Of course.
So, yes, that was my number 2. Yes, that was my number 2. Yes.
Where are we? All right, my number 1, obvious, is gonna be episode 10.
Yes.
The continuation of episode 9. I feel like episode 9 and 10 should be like one whole thing right there. But still, it could have been. Caesar's epic backstory comes to an end. Well, for this season, the other guy who he fights, like, not the other guy who fights, but it ends up being that the other guy is Terry Silver, who owes him his life. The Christmas ball and the 2.5 minute long take fight scene. Justice for Christmas trees, by the way. The duel of the snakes between Johnny, Kreese, and Daniel, which did feel like the Phantom Menace fight between Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Star Wars reference, of course. And it all leads to Kreese offering they all finish this at the tournament, and whoever loses must leave. I just felt like why? Like that felt like every other dance off movie. Like, oh yeah, you want to fight me, or like you want to finish me off? Let's do it at the tournament. Let's do it in a dance off, buddy.
I feel like he had honestly I feel like he had hidden agenda, to be honest, at that point, like with that. Like why would he be okay, yeah, let's just go and see, let's go to the All Valley and whoever wins whatever. I feel like there was a hidden agenda there.
The hidden agenda was calling for reinforcements. Terry Silver.
Well, okay, but I'm speaking as in we don't know this yet.
Like, I don't think he knew what was going on at the end of season 5.
We're assuming now. We haven't seen. We haven't. We don't know. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Season 4, I mean.
Yeah. Exactly.
What else? If we're talking about superpowers, also this right here. Because what kind of old man gets up from a fight like this, 2 against 1?
Are we talking about? We're talking about Kreese.
Yeah.
So not only does he have the superpower to get into people's heads and control them, but he also has
immortal?
the superpower. Yeah, he's immortal. Yeah,
He's immortal.
Wait, he kind of reminds me of that character on Mortal Kombat.
Oh god.
Henshi? Is it Henshi?
I don't know these characters.
You've never played Mortal Kombat?
I have, like 1 and 2, when I was young. What? It's like Mortal Kombat 11 or 12 at the moment right now. Like, I haven't played in a while.
Well, I haven't played in a while either. It's been a long time, but it used to be one of my favorite games. And now that you said that about him being immortal, the old guy,
The old guy.
it popped in my head. There's an old guy character, Mortal Kombat, with gray hair. His name's Henshi. Something like that. I want to say Henshi.
Raiden?
No, I think it's Henshi. Like he has gray hair, and it's like I feel like he looks like it's like 2 spikes on each side of his head. Like I'm picturing. Like I said, it's been a long time, but I feel.
I don't know what these are.
Quit laughing.
Henshi.
Yeah, whatever his name. Is that it? Am I right? No.
Yeah.
Am I just making?
I don't know. Up? I don't. Yeah, I'm like looking at different things here. Kenji. If you guys know what it is, let me know in the comments. I apologize for all the fandom for not knowing what Mortal Kombat game like after 1 and 2, but you know.
I don't know either. I like did it's been a long, like I said, it's been a long time, but I just remember that guy and he gives me those vibes. He could be a Mortal Kombat. Kreese could be a Mortal Kombat character in a game. There we go. I guess they all could. Oh, they are, aren't they? There is a video game.
There probably is.
No, there is. It's coming out, remember? Or has it come out yet?
It already came out.
Yeah, that one.
I'm not buying it, though. Like, alright, never mind. If this was like Mortal Kombat, then yeah, I'd probably buy it.
Oh, definitely.
But the whole fight scene between all 3 of them.
The whole 2 minutes. Didn't you say it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds or something?
The take was 2.5 minutes for that long take. But the entire fight scene at home and them using the music, the Christmas stuff, fighting on the Christmas stuff, Hawk finally, you know, getting that crisis of conscience, like, oh shit, I'm beating up my friends. What am I doing? I almost killed one with a bar of a glass jar, and hey, I'm sorry. Can we be friends again?
That is the best scene where Hawk has that realization, and you think he's gonna go and like attack Dimitri again, and he completely does a turnaround, and I love that.
He does.
Love that scene.
We all do. That's what I love too.
Yeah, I loved it. I know you laugh because you're like, oh,
The music, everything.
let's fight these guys back. Yeah, but I loved it. I loved
And
how they did it.
then the ending, Johnny joining with Daniel because
Best.
of the stipulation set out from Kreese. If you guys win, I'll leave and like do all that. But I don't think he wanted that. Like he's not gonna leave quietly, of course. Like if he loses, he's not gonna leave quietly. He's gonna like cause more harm and stuff. So I felt like he just wanted to like stop the fight. Like, give me, all right, let me breathe. Hold on. Let's do it at the tournament. And then here comes Robbie because he got freaking slammed to the locker room, and just like every other superhero movie, when the guy is saving the girl or the guy saving the best friend that supposedly ends up being the villain, but doesn't know about the secret yet.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm quoting Smallville here. Like when whenever Clark would like save Lex or Lana during the whole bad of the week, and they would get knocked out, either Lana would get knocked out or Lex would get knocked out, and they don't know what happened, and so Clark beats up the baddie of the week, and then conveniently enough, after he's done with that, Lana or Lex come through with like, "Oh, what happened? I hurt my head. Are you okay, Clark? Everything good? You saved my life. Great. I owe you something. I owe you one." It's the same thing with Robbie. It's like he hurt his head. He doesn't know the story. He doesn't know what happened. Instead, he goes outside and sees that his new sensei, is getting beat up by his two dads. And then he's all like, "Get away from here!" Like, what? Like,
I was not happy about that.
I don't think anybody was. He wasn't all that at that moment.
Right. There you go. Yeah, he was not all that. No, he was not. So like, do you remember in episode, I think it was episode 2, I was pretty sure episode 2, where Daniel tells Johnny, hey, we need to team up in order to take Cobra Kai down.
Yeah.
And then episode 10, it finally happens. Like you said, the ending. I was like, we've been waiting. Because I'm pretty sure it's episode 2 that he says that. And yes, they kind of get together to go look for Robbie. But no, that wasn't like what he said. He said, we need to team up in order to get rid of Cobra Kai, to take them down. And then it finally happens in episode 10, which is also my number 1. You probably already knew that now. That was my number 1.
That was both of our number 1.
Yes, I knew that was going to be both of our number 1s. And he says, not says, but they do. The final scene, and Daniel's there, and Johnny walks up, and I'm like, yes, this is what we've been waiting for all season. I love it. And the song that comes on is perfect. Like,
and it hits the drum set. It hits right there with Indiana Night, but not Phil Collins on this one, but it's covered.
It was covered, but I loved the cover, and I loved the song, and I loved how they did that. And he walks out, and you're just like, yes, Daniel and Johnny, I love it. Best.
So, yeah, that's it. That was our top 5 of every episode. And this is a long episode. This is a long show.
It wasn't gonna be.
No, I knew it was gonna be a long episode because of our top favorite moments. I know I'm gonna talk a lot. I know I'm gonna extend it, overextend it. Besides those though, favorite badass moments from the entire season.
Obviously the first one's gonna be Hawk. For me, Hawk and having his redemption.
Okay.
Episode 10, and going, and they do him running at Dimitri, and then like he gets rid of the Cobra Kai people, and then he's like teams up with them, and they start kicking ass together.
Yes.
That's my first one for sure. And then of course, you're gonna laugh, but yes, it's not a badass moment, but it is when she writes on Dimitri's cast. Okay, I like that. I the mean girl has a soft. The mean girl that we all love to hate has a soft spot for Dimitri, and I like that. I really like that. I don't know, that scene, and I liked the story development of them. Because it's the most awkward opposite couple you could think of in the whole thing, the whole Cobra Kai seasons. Like, really, Yaz and Dimitri? Like, what?
Because Yaz is all like, I can't go after Hawk because Moon is all over him. I can't go after Miguel because Sam. I can't go after Robbie because of this person.
Okay,
So
you're saying this, but she did not show interest in any of these guys.
She didn't. Like, she only like felt bad for the nerd, and all like, aw, he's getting picked on.
I love that.
Triggered with the front wedgie, and she's all like, okay, I have a soft spot now. I apologize for everything I said. And I'm like,
I love that. Yeah. She obviously she got it turned on her, like you said, with the front wedgie and getting embarrassed in front of not the whole school, but you know what I mean, a lot of people that go to the school, and then seeing him being treated the way he was, and she just like steps in and she's like, fuck this, we're gonna make this better.
Exactly.
And then they're together. I love it. I'm sorry, and I won't give any more away for like spoilers, but yeah, that's another badass. What about you?
My badass is gonna be a 2-minute and 45-second fight scene.
Of course,
the long take. That was a long take without even breaking. Getting thrown through a Christmas tree. I don't know how it feels.
Oh my God! Stop! Why would you bring that up? Oh, here we go. That whole scene, yes, and then ruining the Christmas tree that okay, we're not going into this again.
Justice for
I
Christmas tree.
did this last week, so you guys can hear my rant on the prior episode.
The whole last letter just for Allie, and Johnny just lists out everything that's been happening to him. I don't care. Like, you brought up the Jasmine thing. This is my favorite thing. This is my empire, my Roman Empire. Like, I want to read more about this letter. Like, what year did he start? Like, after they broke up? Okay, so in 1986, 1986 this happened. Possibly around 2000, so me and this girl get pregnant. We all have kids at the same time, basically.
Well, you brought up that letter, but are you forgetting about the other letter? We didn't even mention that. The letter from Mr. Miyagi. That what's her name? Yumiko. Yes. Why can't I get that right? Yumiko read to Daniel when he was in Okinawa. I loved that. Yes, it's not a badass scene, but it was a very emotional, sentimental scene.
Right. It was.
That letter as well.
The other badass moment was Miguel learning how to walk. The whole walking while the song is playing, slow motion walk, and like being a badass. His redemption, of course, is just like superb. Everybody's redemption arc in this season is just badass.
Except for Kreese, but yeah.
The Kreese, kicked his captain over the... Like, I wonder what happened. What did he say? Like, oh yeah, he tried to fight me, and then like he slipped and fell.
Well, and I mean, another badass moment I'm waiting for you to say is Amanda and the wet slap.
Because
and the walk
like,
away.
I don't think anybody has ever mentioned the wet slap or said anything about the wet slap. I feel like I need to copyright the wet slap.
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt.
Put it on a shirt. Wet slap. Like, what does that mean? Don't worry about it. Just listen to the episode.
That is just like a way back when we took a neat mess of yogurt.
A neat mess of yogurt.
Now we've got the wet slap.
Now, oh my god. Do videos of the West Slap, us talking about the West Slap, and then like do her hitting him and then seeing the indent on his face after that. And like I wonder, like, is this COVID, ma'am? Come on. What please wipe those hands. Please wipe your hands. Please tell me you wiped your hand. That is disgusting. Alright. Are we done? This is like
I think so, yes.
to be like a 2.5 hour episode again.
No. It's about 2 hours. I think it'll be about 2 hours, yeah.
It'll be about 2 hours. I took a break. So what do we think about this episode compared to 1, 2, and 2? Season 1 and 2. What do we think about season 3 compared to 1 and 2?
I don't know.
Because so as soon as season 6 ends, we're gonna do our top 6. We're gonna rank them.
Yeah, our top. Oh, we're gonna rank all the seasons. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna rank the seasons. We're gonna be like number 5. Number 6 is this one. Number 2 is this one.
That's gonna be fun.
Number 1 is this. Yeah, I know it's gonna be fun. But as season finales go.
As season finales go, this is top. I'd have to say okay. So we're only doing 1, 2, and 3 right now. 2. I would have said 2 because that was like, oh my gosh, that was a cliffhanger. I don't feel season 3 episode 10 was a cliffhanger. No. It wasn't a cliffhanger. So season 2 was a cliffhanger, and you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What the hell? But
even season 1 was a cliffhanger.
I don't even remember what happened in season 1. Sorry.
Freeze comes back.
Yeah, well, I don't like Crease. So season 3 wasn't a cliffhanger, surprisingly, but it was still where you're like, yes, I cannot. A beginning. It wasn't a cliffhanger. It was like almost like this is the beginning of something great's gonna come of this type thing. So I'd have to. It's a toss up between season 2 and season 3 there, but I think season 3 probably is the winner right now. Honestly,
season 3, okay.
Yeah. If I had to pick, yes.
Season 1 ended with Kreese coming back, so that was a bummer. Mm-hmm. Season 2 was a bummer because of Miguel getting thrown out, getting pushed over the balcony of the school. Like, that was a long fall, and hits a few bricks and then lands on the thing, according to some students. Like, I wonder if they're like, throwing in some mythology in there. It's like, oh, did you hear about Miguel? How he got pushed over the balcony of the school, landed on a few steps, and then landed on the railing? Yeah.
It's kind of like the Mean Girls reference. Oh yeah, she got pushed in front of the... Yeah, did you hear it? Regina got pushed in front of the bus. Katie pushed her in front of the bus.
It all happens like everybody makes up stories at school, and then like I love the fact that when he shows up back at school and like everybody's all clapping for him, and like, what's up, Miguel? Welcome back. Like, you were friends with him? No, do you know him? No, but I heard stories. Yeah, all right, buddy. Like, all right, cool. Like, I heard you got thrown over a balcony because karate war and some shit. Some guy stole your girl, or you kissed someone else's girlfriend. You had 2 girls at the same time.
Oh my!
Like, there's probably so many stories between that. Also, I did say in the last season, and this is why season 3 is my favorite also, but I did say last season how we should get, like, there should be a backstory, a prequel of Johnny and the Cobra Kais. Here we have Kreese's backstory instead, and we get like little tidbits in here and there. Like, throw that in there as well. Throw a Kreese episode. Throw a Kreese show. And Cobra Kai, Origins. And then Cobra Kai 85. And then we get to now. Miyagi-Do.
Mm-hmm. So season 3 right now for you, or the ending. You're right?
Yeah. Okay. Wow, so Miguel has superpowers, I guess.
Miguel has superpowers?
Miguel got true superpowers from that moment.
Yes. Well, they all have well, not all of them, but I feel like
I feel like we need to discuss this in another episode where, like, they all develop superpowers and they're all karate powers. Like, because even Daniel's, like, learned a new lesson from Chosen, just like, he just discovered how to, like, incapacitate everybody, and just like, so you do this to this part of the body and you do that, and that's not real. Like, you don't go randomly up to people, hit them where the points are. Like, no, that's not real.
Well, this is why we should write our own episodes, remember?
Oh, goodness. Miyagi-Do, Origins, coming soon.
Okay.
All right, I think that's it. We're done. We've taken a long time for this show. I love how what ended up being here though. Episode 184. I love it. We're taking a long month break from Cobra Kai stuff, but I will be back in November. We will be back in November, but for the month of October, just the same as every year that I've done, we are going to be discussing our favorite horror movies or topics from horror. If you heard this episode last year, then you know how I like to change the name of the podcast during the month of October. So with that in mind, M3P Network presents, Hey, Look Behind You. We will be covering horror movies all month long, as well as our favorite and the community's favorite, since they've been answering these questions as well since the start of September. We'll have news. We'll have something got canceled earlier today. I think it was Chucky on the TV show. So that got canceled. We'll talk about that next week. Like, I have never seen an episode of Chucky. I might have to start. So, like, for this month, just to, like, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm watching, what's it called? Agatha All Along. It feels scary. It feels like a horror, but it has to do with witches. Next week we'll be talking about what started us off. What movie started us off as for the love of horror? The horror film. There was a thing on a website where they said like 75 favorite horror movies of all time, or best horror movies of all time, and I'm like, I'm questioning it because I haven't seen any of these movies yet. Some of these movies, but they did leave out a few other ones are our favorites, so we're gonna have to discuss that.
List? Or are we just gonna discuss that list?
No, we're gonna discuss that because if we make our own list, we're never gonna get out of here. Like it's like maybe we'll make one at the very end, but who knows? Maybe like we'll start next Friday. We'll throw out episodes here and there. So
like a top 5 or top 10, not a whole list, not a top 75, but
of course.
10
Oh, that's an easy there, right there, top 10. So we'll have to do that next time. Join us next week for that, or follow and join the live on TikTok at Evolution of a Geek by subscribing, or join us. Show up to the live stream to hang out with the rest of the M3P community, and I will shout you out in the Love Slap segment. So big shout out to the following people: Menace Smiling, Brandy, Leanna, Lil Linguini, Moonlight Dancer, Lorfield, Mike W, Greg Levance, Forever Jane, Micro Midget 2003, Spicy Cajun Queen, Forever Miss Dawn, Cat Alexandria, Cat Queen, Aaron Mr. Diablo, Stabby Tabby, Raven Beauty, Funny Bone 96, Woody's Transition, King Chicken Hawk, Eliza Queen, Skylight 84, Katrina Hanna, Silly Little Redhead, Celtic Panda, Danny Boo Boo, not just Danny Boo, but we like to call her Danny Boo Boo, Elijah Chairballer, Jack's Art Room, Elle Does What She Wants, Smiley92822, Angela Tyler 6, Silence and Cricket, Heidi Bug Marie, Bent Not Broken 0000, 4 zeros, Misty K, Revived Ash 1, Tanya Rose, Andy Pam Goodman Anderson, that's a long name, Genrod, Sarah Jean Outlaw, Ashley from the F That Pod podcast. If you haven't listened to that podcast yet, go check it out. She's currently discussing the whole P. Diddy thing at the moment. She's done a lot of work for it. Check her podcast out. Tell her I sent you. Go send her some love. She's working a lot. She is a true crime podcast, and she is working a lot for her podcast. So check her out. I'll have her link in the show notes. Violet Marie 1392, Amberly Hole, Paula Yeager, finally Lorefield Fam, Home Hope Saints, Saints After Sundown, and 2 members of my Third Place Network team on Twitch, Shenrod and Mary Brewski. Make sure to follow those Twitch accounts. They will be in the link tree in the show notes. Follow and support them on Twitch, as well as our account. I just made a new one. I had an old one, but, I'm going to make a new one for the podcast. It's my Third Place. I'm going to put in the show notes. I forgot what it was already. So check that out. Check out the show notes for that one. Skylar'sCrystalShop.etsy.com. Self-healing crystals and free gifts with every order. Check that out. And thank you for supporting, listening to the podcast, joining the TikTok Live, and being a huge part of my Third Place community. Tell your friends and join us next time for more behind-the-scenes stories, movies, and TV show reviews. I'm Evo.
I'm Brandy.
And remember,
strike first, strike hard,
no mercy. Hey,
never
Brandy.
mercy.
Brandy,
Hey,
look behind you.
no.